As a kid, I grew up in an era of civil rights and women's rights when those movements were at their height. So it was an enormous time of change and upheaval, and I was witnessing that and taking that in as a kid. And those experiences and those observances actually influenced what I thought I should do as an adult, what kind of profession I should have. And I wanted to do the things that would affect change in the greatest ways and level the playing field for poor and African American children and youth. And I came to the conclusion eventually that I could contribute in ways that would have rippling effects if I got involved in research, if I were a university professor, that the work that I did would be communicated more broadly, have more implications for policy, for intervention, for children in schools, and that this was a way to ensure some of those positive changes that people fought so hard for, as I observed them in my childhood. My international work sort of emerged because I was exposed to travel as a kid. That exposure meant that I met new people, that I interacted with a range of people in a range of contexts and cultures, and that I had the opportunity to adapt to a number of new places. And these early experiences of my own really became a love, and that love became a component of my work. I was drawn to HDFS because of the ecological systems perspective. I was interested in it because it appeared inclusive in terms of its approaches, because there was a flexibility of the paradigm to be used appropriately and usefully for diverse groups. And I was also interested in the fact that there was an integration of methodologies and theories, and that meant we could think bigger and we could do bigger things because we weren't restricted to a single paradigm, a single set of approaches, a single way of thinking about theory, and that we could begin to draw upon all of these different ideas. I think the other piece of that was that it meant that I didn't just have to look at individuals or look at families or these pieces in isolation, that individuals and families were understood in context, whatever that context might be, whether that's poverty or ethnicity or migration, immigration, all of those varying contexts we could look at using a human development and family studies or an ecological perspective. One of my greatest joys is the mentoring of students. I love working with graduate students. I love doing good work, critical work with emerging scholars. My job, I feel, is to help them to build careers and skills that matter and that, to be realistic, are marketable. And we have to sort of do both in this world. So the other part about mentoring graduate students is that they are full of ideas. And these ideas and their own perspectives and the way in which they are working out new problems impact and enrich the work, really enrich the work that I am doing and involved in, and that they become involved in. So it is just a pleasure and a joy.